Alright guys, so we're in Hugo, Minnesota, and I wanted to show you guys today how to book loads on Central Dispatch and kind of how to map it out and figure that out. Um, we just got here in Hugo. It's 1 degrees. It's pretty cold, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys just a quick video how to search through it, how to sort it. You'll see. I'll show you right now. Okay, so on Central Dispatch, so you guys have fun cars here. So once you log in, you'll come to this screen. You'll push on listings, and it'll show you all the cars listed, 32,527 of them. So obviously we're going to sort it and filter it. And right now I am in Hugo, Minnesota. So we'll put in Hugo, Minnesota, and it'll show us how many cars down at the bottom. 377 in Hugo, or within a 50-mile radius. And so we'll put our destination, which is Goshen, Indiana, within a 50-mile radius. And so it says there's 4 cars, which I shouldn't even be looking right now because I've already booked my cars, so it's kind of bad luck, but we'll go ahead and look at them here. So it shows 4 cars, Hammond Lake to Wakarusa, which, it's only 46 cents a mile, which, I mean, isn't very good at all, but it would take me 12 miles from home. I've worked with SR19 repairables before several times. I know they're good, so I probably would have grabbed that if I wasn't already full. And then there's this Yamaha V-Star. It's a motorcycle, which I texted them this morning and asked about it to see if it was, like a wrecked bike. A wrecked bike I don't mind hauling because I can just lay it down. If it's not wrecked, then I probably wouldn't mess with it because pushing it up the ramp, you're going to drop it. And then there's an F350, which goes to Bristol, which is also, only 8.5 miles from home. So the first thing I always do is look for closest to get home, and then I'll show you why. We'll sort it again, and you can switch it to search along route. And once you do that, then there's 100. So then I would sort it up here, and we would sort it by price first. So then there's 100. You can go through here and look at all these. So like the top one, it has that little red trailer on it. So that means it has to be in an enclosed trailer. So we can't mess with that. The next ones are 7 and 6 at a time. This one here, this Hino thing, this is like some sort of equipment. I don't mess with stuff like that. Next one's a motorhome, 7 at a time. And then like down here, this Chevy Express. This is something I could maybe haul if it's just like a van, but it goes to Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is like by Chicago. So the reason I'm showing you this is, I could pick it up. It's only 12 miles from where I'm at, but that means tomorrow night I'm sleeping in Chicago instead of sleeping at home in the bed. So Chicago is, it's kind of rough, and even some of the places you drop off in Chicago can be rough. They can hassle you, try to not pay you. So it's, I've had people try to fight me in Chicago over getting paid for a car. It's just ridiculous. But I mean, I will take them there if that's what makes sense for the trip. But I found 2 that go right to, like 15 miles from my house. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys these because it can kind of, give you an idea of what's out there, and kind of what to expect to pay. So, a lot of times the shorter the trip, like this Hummer, it's only 280 miles, but it pays $1.42 a mile. So, yeah, you can optimize your, pay per mile that way. I could probably get to Marshfield, Wisconsin tomorrow after I deliver. Uh, but then again, I'm sleeping in Chicago. I just don't want to do that. I'd rather be at home. The cars I booked, it pays $350 and $250 to go right to my house. So yeah, I could make a little bit more, but just stay in Chicago. Just want to go through here, show you guys a lot of stuff goes to Chicago, and you can make decent money doing it, but sleeping in Chicago, and then anytime you deliver there, you know, your deliveries might only be like 10 miles apart, but it can take you 45 minutes to get from one spot to the other. And then you end up, downtown Chicago somewhere, and basically you can burn up a whole day just trying to deliver a couple cars in Chicago. Um, so, yeah, as you can see, a lot of it's Illinois, 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 Illinois. So it is hard to find stuff that goes back to Goshen area, and a lot of that is just because uh, there's so many camper haulers that uh, that's what they want. They want to get back to Goshen, so it kind of floods the market as far as finding cars, because guys will take stuff pretty cheap just to go back to Goshen, like I did today. So anyway, that's just a little bit on Central. I told you guys I'd show it to you. So I could show you also. You can sort it. You can sort it by post date. So like if I'm searching throughout the day and I've already looked at everything from the highest price down, then I'll go to post date, and then you can see the newest stuff posted. So then throughout the day, every 30 minutes or an hour, I'll refresh it. And I'll just keep refreshing it. Because if it's something that actually pays good, like if there was something from Hugo, Minnesota to Goshen, and it paid, $600-700 or something, it would literally be gone within just a couple of minutes. Like they go so fast, it's crazy. So anyway, that's that. You can also do. You can change the distance off your route, so you can go way off route, up 300 miles, whatever. But with something that's like, if your trip's like 600 miles, I try to stay within a 50-mile radius. Now, if I'm, going to Texas or something, 1,000 miles, 1,300 miles, then I'll do it up to 100 miles, because it could still make sense to go off route if it pays really good. So at 100 miles, let's see what the highest paying single car is here. We'll go by price again. It says there's 197. These are top two are just, they have to be enclosed. That one has to be enclosed. These are 6, 7 at a time, 5 at a time, 7 at a time, all the way down. So like here, I could have done this, maybe the two vehicles from Wisconsin to Walker, Michigan. But even if I went off route to pick it up in Wisconsin, I'm still going 100 miles north of Goshen to Walker, Michigan to pick up or to drop these off. So you got 100 miles up there and 100 miles back. You're burning fuel, a lot of fuel doing that. And they have it listed 4 or 5 times, which I don't understand that. So even at 100 miles off, there's still only stuff that pays, $500. It's not it's not worth going that far off route. Anyway, that's that. I hope that explains some of how to book cars, and they just don't pay that great, but it does pay for your fuel. One more thing I was going to show you. If you click on one of them, you can come in here and it'll give you the dimensions. It'll give you the weight a lot of times, and then come down here and it'll give you the company info. If you click on that, it'll tell you a little bit about the company, and then you also down here you can see the ratings, and that's something to really watch for. If somebody has like 95% or less, don't even mess with them, because it's going to be a runaround or a waste of your time. And then you can also go in here and you can click on view route and it'll pull up a map. 'Cause a lot of these cities you don't really know where they're at, so you can kind of see where this picks up at, where it drops off. And this is just approximate. It's just city to city, so they're not going to tell you where, like, what business it picks up at, or house. Sometimes sometimes it's residential, and they don't even tell you. You have to call and ask, and if you don't ask, they're not going to tell you, because residential should pay more, or even business to residential. Is they try everything to try to save a buck. So anyway, that's that. We'll get off here.
1, 2, 3, 4.